Welcome back. It is still Sports Just right here on the Kaftan TV studios. It was a busy sporting weekend, although no club football yet. But there was the US Open, there was the Euro qualifiers, and some friendly games. Well, I have two amazing gentlemen with me on the show today to analyze the weekend's game. I have CY. Good afternoon and welcome to
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Always a pleasure to be in the studio.
All right, pleasure is all ours. I also have Kingsley. Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Desk.
Good afternoon. It's good to be here once again.
Good to have you. Yes, Nigeria. They were on a rampage yesterday as they defeated South Tome and Principe 6-0. And the talking point is Victor Osimhen's hat-trick. He's now currently on 20 goals for Nigeria. He's just 15 goals away to equal Rashidi Yekini's all-time goal tally for the Super Eagles. How does that make you feel as a Nigerian?
Good. Like seeing Osimhen, okay, coming all the way from Napoli, bringing the form he has in Napoli to the Super Eagles. That is what every Nigerian has been dreaming of, okay? Replicating what you do in your club for the national team. We have had so many good players in the past, okay? They do well for their clubs, but when they come to the national team, we see a lackluster attitude. They don't want to mark, they don't want to, like, that energy is not there. Yeah. Okay, but these days, we see it in players like Osimhen. He's always, that is his nature. The gara is real. The thing is real, it's in the body.
Yes,
like, whether it's in Napoli or for the Super Eagles, he doesn't care. He just wants to play football and he just wants to score goals, and that is what is actually working for him. For him to be in the top 30 or so for the Ballon d'Or list, for the Ballon d'Or winners, it shows how consistent he has been. So I'm really glad that he's bringing that form to the Super Eagles and he's not letting anything low. Like, he's trying to fight for the Super Eagles too. That's what we have always been looking for.
All right. Well, me, I had my own concerns. So last season he was in fine form, scoring goal in, goal out. But then I was wondering, like, is it a case of a one season wonder? Well, he proved me wrong, and it's not a one season wonder. He is a very good player, and currently people are saying that he's the best striker in the world, not in Africa, in the world. I want you to react to that, Kingsley. Is he the best striker in the world right
That's a big one. That's actually a big one.
You know, Osimhen is he's fitting into a very big shoe. Okay. For me, seeing the fans at the Nest Stadium in New York was something very joyful. Yeah. And at the point when he scored, I saw a banner, worldwide striker, and I smiled.
He is the worldwide striker.
I was like, yes, Osimhen is really living up the billing, because if you had been a fan of Osimhen from the under-17 days, you discover that he's still maintaining some kind of form that every Nigerian is really smiling about. And I'm really happy that going into the AFCON, we can have a striker who other teams can look up to, and they can say, yes, I mean, Osimhen will give us a run for our money. When he's not on the ball, you see Osimhen, I mean, he disturbs every defender. You cannot rest as a defender. What adjective would I use to qualify Osimhen?
The guy is
he's a great coach.
There's no word. To qualify him.
His celebration is sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't. Let me reserve.
And he's not just doing it. Like, he's not just doing it for Napoli. He's doing it for Nigeria. And
he's not
and that is why he's loved. That is why he's
so far so good. This qualifier, he has scored the most goals. He has
that's why
the likes of Mane,
the people
calling him the king of Napoli.
That is the passion. Everybody, we want to see that passion in every player. Okay, Osimhen brings that to his team. Okay, if he's not with the ball, he's putting defenders under pressure. He doesn't even need to hold the ball to pressurize defenders. Okay, he's terrorizing. Whether he's sleeping, whether he's sitting down on the pitch, the defenders are always on their toes, because Osimhen can do anything at any time. So that kind of spirit is what we need in our national team.
And I think he also forgets that he's putting on a mask too.
Yes.
So he doesn't care that he has a mask on his face. And
so he's that energy. He brings that energy, and that is what we need in the national team. So if he can maintain this, we are sure to get a striker that will give us at least 4 to 5 goals in AFCON. And if he can do that, it means that we can
even more.
Yes, or even more. And if he can do that in AFCON, it means we have hope that we have somebody that will score goals for us. We can now think of how can we defend our goal post and then block Okay, so not to concede. So if you have a striker that you know that is guaranteed that will give you goals, then you are sure of one department. One department is settled. You can now think of how can we be compact as a defense, okay, not to concede goals. If you are scoring goals and in a competition and you are not conceding, you must win that tournament.
Yeah,
if you are scoring goals, as long as you are scoring goals and you are not conceding,
very high
it is guaranteed. If you keep a clean sheet throughout the tournament and you score goals throughout that tournament, you must win that tournament.
All right.
That is just the mathematics there.
Okay. Well, the last time we met Sao Tome, we beat them 10-0. It looks like basketball game. That was last year. And this time out, it looked as though it was going to be another 10-0, but it was 6-0. Osimhen wasn't the only player on the scoreline. Adema Lukman scored, Taiwo Awoni and Samuel Chukwueze. And the future is looking really bright for the Super Eagles. Now, the AFCONs next year, Cote d'Ivoire, do you think Nigeria is going to win that particular tournament?
I mean, anything short of victory, winning the gold, for me, Nigeria is abysmal. Okay. Nigeria is a team that every other team ought to fear, that they are serious contenders if we must talk about the AFCON. And going by our record, you discover also that you don't write off Nigeria. You know, it's unfortunate, quite unfortunate that the past few years we've not really kept the faith with what we actually plan to do at the AFCON. Yeah. But this time around, I think, in fact, watching the lads yesterday was, for me, a very good one. I saw the very high spirits. Yes. The players were very eager. Maybe it's because they want to impress so that their names will be on the list for the AFCON. Maybe. But I think I saw something quite different in the team yesterday. The approach to yesterday, maybe it's because it's STP. I call them standard temperature and pressure. Maybe it's because of Sao Tome and Principe. But you don't take anything off the team, because our boys came to the party yesterday and they were all on cylinders. They fired, and I'm sure we can do better. All right.
Although we've already qualified for the AFCON, regardless of yesterday's victory, it's just music to my ears that we have a team that will do great things. But comparing them to the 1994 team,
no. Don't even try it at all. It's too much. It's too much. The pressure will be too much.
So the best team we've ever had was the 1996 Olympic team.
Yes.
All right. Well, I believe in this particular team that has Osimhen. I just hope they get their acts together, and I hope their manager Jose Pesaro can bring out something good with them. He has not really done something that I would say spectacular in my opinion, but I feel like the future is looking bright with a player like Victor Osimhen. Yes, let's leave Nigeria a bit. Let's talk about Spain. Luis Rubiales, I think that's the man on everybody's lip. The controversy surrounding him kissing Jenny Hermoso after the victory against England in the in the Women's World Cup. Yeah. Now Spain won the World Cup. The talking point was Luis Rubiales kissing Jenny Hermoso, and finally he has decided to step down his position as the president of the Spanish Football Federation. Now I this story is kind of somehow for me, I feel like Spain won the World Cup. Good news for one mistake. From one just careless. People say he was basking in the euphoria of Spain winning that particular World Cup, but it's kind of suspicious though. If you look at it critically, why was it Jenny he kissed and not any other player in that team? And it makes me wonder, and she has come out to say that kiss was not consensual, but then again, we saw what we saw, and he has lost his job for just one mistake he committed. Now, I want you to react to that. Like, how can one mistake ruin your entire life?
That is just how life is. That is just how life is. Now, no matter how much energy you have put into building your empire, okay? Yeah. Just one mistake, one mistake can ruin your entire career, okay? No matter the area of specialty, just one mistake. So it's like that for every other industry and every other career, okay? But then, yes, you are right to say that it's just the joy of the moment, okay? They just won the World Cup, so he was overly excited, and then he ended up doing that. So it's it's just a lesson. It's just unfortunate that he's learning it the hard way. Like, just control your excitement. That is just the summary of the whole thing. Learn to control your excitement. No matter how excited you are, he may actually be innocent. Okay,
True.
he may have just done it because of the excitement, but then that one mistake has cost his entire career. Okay, there is no way he's going to. He has also lost his position as the vice president of UEFA. Okay, and then this is just like going back from grace down to grass, and you may never go back to that grace again.
No, it's going to be hard because
yes,
of the,
you may never go back to that level again. Never, like, it's almost impossible for you to go back. Just like Sepp Blatter coming, like saying Sepp Blatter wants to come and contest as FIFA president.
That's
again.
never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Or Michel Platini, they have like, their name has been spoiled already. That respect, that dignity is no longer there. So it's just unfortunate that he has to learn the hard way, but that is life.
Well, that's life, like you said. But don't you think it was kind of fishy that he kissed Jenny? He didn't kiss Alexa Putellas. He kissed Jenny. Why? And if you look at it critically, you wonder, do they have something before that particular encounter, or was it just him basking in the euphoria of winning the World Cup?
For me, I can't say per se that he was excited. I wouldn't say that. You know, when you are at the forefront of the world, there are certain things you don't do.
Okay.
No matter what kind of emotions that you have, it needs to be controlled. I mean, it's a tournament that was supposed to pick Spain at the hem of what they are very good at. Remember, the male team won the World Cup and the same scoreline, and now the female team has also did the same thing. So it's like something that they were supposed to be celebrating for. And in the heat of the moment, maybe the man would say, I think I can seize this moment and have this opportunity to do this for him. I'm not trying to speak or preempt into his mind what he did, but there is no right thinking person who is the number one person in terms of football in the country that should do such a thing, because the people are actually watching. The president is watching.
The world
is watching. Everybody
Children,
is watching.
Adults,
so, I mean, what could it be that you can? I mean, if you want to propose to her, you can even do that on that platform, and it's acceptable. But giving her such a kiss at that moment, and you could also see from his response in the first 2-3 interviews he had, go to show you that there was no remorse. So showing that, say, I'm not going to resign, and I don't regret what I did. So it means that there's actually some kind of, it's not just, I didn't just do it out of excitement. It's like, I knew what I was doing, and I was not going to apologize.
Do your worst.
So for him, unfortunately, this is where it lands him, and I think it's a hard lesson for.
The sad thing is that
it's a hard lesson for football.
The sad thing is that the tournament was one of the best ever Women World Cup
in the history of the Women's World Cup.
Like, it was standard pattern of play.
Money,
changed.
more money,
like, more money,
more viewership. People were more interested in this particular encounter.
We see people were very interested in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just unfortunate that it had to end that way. It was just a very bizarre incident that happened, and somebody has to go for it. Somebody has to go.
The funny twist, they beat England in the finals. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, England instead of crying so much, they're now focusing on the fact that Luis Rubiales kissed Jenny Hermoso. So when you after the World Cup, the news, instead of focusing on the fact that they scored a goal, they won, and all, they were focusing on the negative side, and it helped them, heal their wounds. And actually losing that particular World Cup.
Persons expected England to have won that tournament.
I actually expected them to win the tournament.
Because
I think they had all it took to win.
Yes, they have been playing well for the past 4 years.
I don't know.
They have been consistent.
And
they've been playing very well.
And Spain lost to them in the quarterfinals of the Euros, previous year. So it was enough reason for them to we could beat this team again. So they never gave Spain an opportunity to play. But when credit must be given to Spain, because they had some key players who were doing some things in the middle. And watching their games, I think I also followed their games from the beginning. You could see some touch of class.
No, I think what worked for Spain was the fact that I think the core of their team was built around Barcelona, the Barcelona players.
Yes,
okay?
it was.
And you know right now, the Barcelona team, female team,
they're the champions of Europe.
They're
Yeah,
the best actually in the world right now when it comes to female football.
Sure.
Okay, so now I think that is just like what happened in 2010 when the core of the Spanish football team was built around Messi,
Barcelona and Real Madrid,
Xavi,
Iniesta,
and Busquets.
Puyol.
Okay. So now I think that was the foundation for their success.
Okay.
They built their team around that Barcelona
key
core.
players.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then these guys already have that chemistry from the club. Okay, so they just need other guys to blend in, and then we'll get a good, very strong team. So I think that worked for them perfectly.
It worked out perfectly for them. It also worked out for the men's team 13 years ago, and 30 years later, the women replicated that fine form. Anyways, while still sticking with one mistake costing you your entire career, I want to talk about Manchester United. Yes, they've been on the eyes of the storm for a while. Now, as bad as it was for Mason Greenwood, it's looking like most players, they don't learn their lessons. Now, Mason Greenwood has moved to Getafe. I feel bad for him, but Anthony Martial. Is it Anthony Martial?
No, Anthony.
Anthony, yes, Anthony, sorry. Anthony is another player that is in the eyes of the storm. He has been accused of physically assaulting his girlfriend. Now, you were telling me that girl was not even his girlfriend.
I don't know if that guy is not his girlfriend, though. But according to what he said, yesterday, okay, he said that they have been in communication, okay? They have been in communication, all right? And then she came over to Portugal from Brazil for her cousin's birthday, okay? And that was when they were chatting, and then they were talking, and then they agreed that she said she wanted to come to Manchester, okay, so that they can have some intimacy and some, she should have a date, or in quotes, a date. So the hotel was booked, and then she came. This is the side of the story. We don't know what the other side of the story is, okay? So let me not be biased.
Okay.
Now, he said that they agreed, and then they had their intimate time, all right? But then, and he left, okay? And then she wanted more of it. And she said they actually fixed another time for it, but then his busy schedule did not allow him to go back for that. And then eventually she traveled back to Brazil. And he said when he left her, she was actually fine. They did not have a fight. That was what he said.
All right, now, fast forward. Months later or weeks later, she's bruised and accusing him of assault. Now, I want to say, why always United? As much as I want to yes, as much as I want to, understand why she did what she did or he did what he did. But why always United? Why? Is there a pressure that comes with playing for Manchester United?
Yeah, playing for Manchester United comes with
pressure. Okay, let me hear from you, Kingsley. Do you think playing for United comes with pressure?
I mean, who wouldn't want to play for United?
Okay.
The name alone is enough.
I don't want to play for United. I want to play for United.
But you see, the merchandise speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the shirt. Everything around the club is as good as you want to have it. Okay. So you can imagine so many players. The list is endless. Everybody wants to play. Yeah. One torso or the other.
I mean, who would want to play in the theatre of dreams?
I mean, Old Trafford. I mean, I don't know about here. You have Nigerians, if you travel to England,
want to visit.
You will want to visit the theatre of dreams.
I want to visit.
Directly or indirectly.
Yes.
So I think that pressure is enough. And unfortunately, I don't know why scandals. Everybody today is Anthony. I mean, I feel for Ten Hag. I really feel for him. I don't know. Since he came, it's been one problem to another. Some of his key players, and I don't know how he's going to resolve.
Well, I feel like Manchester United, when they're signing a player, they should add to their clause. If you misbehave, if you
get out,
even if it's not been proven, if there's an accusation leveled against you, be it rape, assault, anything, even if you are guilty or not guilty, please, you will leave the club immediately.
But the truth is, that's not going to work now, because if that is the case, if anybody can wake up any day and accuse you, anybody can take a selfie with you on the street and then go home, bruise themselves, okay, take a picture and post on social media that you were the one that
I think that's part of one of the pictures, one of the things that Anthony is saying, that
yes,
that there's a video,
yes, there are WhatsApp conversations
on his part, that
yes,
there's a makeup photo.
There are some things she edited and added to their chats, and there are some things she removed from their chats,
which he's not aware.
That he has a copy of the chat on his own WhatsApp, and then he has presented it to the appropriate authorities to follow up the case. Okay, now we don't know who is lying and who is telling the truth at this moment.
Me, I believe Antonio. It's not as though I support what he did, but I cannot believe him. I feel like what happens with a player, your private life is your private life. No, if you like to party, if you want to live a very reckless life, it is your life. But you know, the decision you make affects you, not just you, your footballing career, your teammates, your club as a whole. Do you understand the image of the club? And I think these players should understand that when they want to make mistakes like that. Do you understand? But then I want to talk about the girl. Now, over time, we've heard so many cases of girls coming out to accuse, you know, these famous footballers of rape. Nobody's accusing one small boy on the streets of London or on the streets of anywhere of rape. Like, no, they accuse them, but it's not that serious. They don't bring out, you know, accusation.
The thing is that
it's not pronounced.
Yes.
Not pronounced.
Now,
but then again,
we have seen these very popular figures targeted.
Yeah.
Now,
Neymar, Ronaldo,
yes,
Frank Ribery,
yes,
Karim Benzema.
Some of these girls, they know what the outcome will be, and they are ready to go into it. They don't care whether they lose, whether they become, the people insult them, or they don't care. Some of them don't care. We have seen. I mean,
even if they lose the case, they get followers.
They get followers. Yes,
they turn to influencers.
Sometimes that may even be the case, because this guy has come out to say they did not have any fight, and then she took a picture of her hand cut, okay, with, they say, according to what they said, her bone was even showing. Like, that's
quite funny though.
Like, and he said they did not have any fight, so we don't know if he's lying or if he's saying the truth. Okay, but we still have to believe him. We still have to believe him, because we have seen many footballers going through this particular issue. Okay, some of them will even do Photoshop, and then they will say you were the one that did it, this and that. He may be lying, you know, but I just want to stick with him right now. At this moment, I will stick with him. Now,
the current situation of Manchester United, yeah, they would do well with a player like Mason Greenwood, but unfortunately, he had to leave because of the controversies and the fact that the heat was just too much for United to keep him, although United needed his services. Now, he has gone to Getafe. Now, there's Anthony. He's a good player, in my opinion. What will the absence of Anthony cost Manchester United at this stage?
It's going to affect the team, because we need squad depth.
Okay.
The team needs a lot of... as a matter of fact, the team needs as many players as possible.
Okay.
Because right now, Diallo, Traore, the Cote d'Ivoire guy, he's also injured. And he also plays from Anthony's wing.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, the only person that we can say that can actually play there is Pedistri.
Okay.
Okay, Pedistri is still growing up. He's still not that mature.
Yeah.
Okay. It may be a blessing in disguise for him to get a regular playing time. Okay, it may be a blessing in disguise for him. It will affect the team, because Anthony is important as much as he does rubbish on the pitch. Okay, he's still an important player for the team, because he runs a lot. He pressurizes.
He still scores some amazing goals when you least expect.
Yes,
although he's always showboating, but I think he's a great.
He gets more criticism than praise, because of what he always likes. I think
he's too extra. He
does a little bit of extra stuff that are not needed. You don't need some of these things.
I want your opinion. What do you think United can do to actually, you know, curtail these players, and so they don't keep making the same mistake?
It will be a bit difficult, because there are certain things that come with fame.
Okay.
And these are some of the things that come with fame. Unfortunately, it comes with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Sure.
And some of these players come from a league where some of them, even after playing the match, they go back on the streets. You can look at the likes of Suarez, Aguero. Look at their lifestyle. So where they are coming from, they're coming from a South America that is not like Europe. So their culture is far different, and unfortunately, culture shock is affecting them as well.
But Greenwood is European.
Greenwood is European, but youthful exuberant. He's not even.
Yes, even the Greenwood's case now, we have, like, he was 19 when that happened. Like every other 19 years old, they are bound to make mistakes like that.
Now, well, and he's not every other 19-year-old. No, he's a Man United.
He's already famous.
But he's 19 years
old. He already
old.
has money.
But he's 19 years old.
Whatever he needs is at his beck and call. So the decision-making system would never be the same as, of course, we that are here thinking out the other way to, make things work. But for people like this, I think a club like United, there should be, I don't know how they're going to do this, but they need, I don't know what I would say, a guidance counselor. Maybe a who will sit somewhere. All these players, before they come into the club, they need to be taught some ways and models of the club, because if there's a money you make,
you see all this, they will not give you 350 pounds, 1,000 pounds a week. Nike wants you to be an ambassador, Adidas wants you, and you forget all this home training. Well, thank you so much, guys. That's the much you can take on the show. Anyways, Anthony has not been proven guilty yet, but we'll be keeping tabs on that particular news, if he's found guilty or not. I hope he's, I hope he's not found guilty anyways.
I hope.
Because I think United needs his services, and he's still young and promising. I just hope this doesn't end his career. Anyways, thank you so much, CY.
It's unfortunate that we have to end on this.
Yes, I wish we have to continue. No, but the good part is Nigeria.
Yes, Osimhen, my guys.
6-0. And that's how we end our show for today. I remain DRS Tuba. Do have a wonderful day. Bye for now.